Okay, it's 5:30, and that means it's time to start our regular meeting with a roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Here.
Commissioner Barwick.
Here.
Commissioner Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Here.
Mayor Absher.
Here, would you all join and stand with me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 3 is our public comments and audience to visitors. Does anybody like to address the council this evening? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Item 4, which just has 2 items, and A and B, and sub-items. Anybody on the council want any of these items or sub-items removed from the consent agenda and voted upon as a separate vote? Any of our visitors want any of these items voted upon separately as a separate vote? Okay, hearing no requests, I would entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda as presented, please.
I'd make a motion to accept the consent agenda as given. Second.
Any questions or comments on any item in the consent agenda? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Under new business, item 5, Street Department, Commissioner Webb.
Yeah, we've had some concern on some traffic issues on Garfield Street, and we took a careful study of it. And with that, I would make a motion to approve ordinance 3919, authorizing traffic stop signs on Garfield Street at the Reeve Street intersection, making the intersection a 4-way stop. There's 2 existing signs there, so we're just going to be adding 2 more signs. It'll be a 4-way stop.
Second that.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions or discussion on this? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 5B.
Yeah, with the last meeting, we approved purchase of 2 new Dodge Ram 2500 trucks. And of course, this meeting, we're looking at how we're going to pay for them. So I'd make a motion to approve ordinance 3921, authorizing a loan agreement with First Southern Bank to finance the purchase of 2 new Dodge Ram 2500 trucks at 4.65% for 5 years.
I'll second that again.
Any questions or discussion on this item? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 6A, I've been asked by the city attorney to table this item for this evening, so we're going to move on to item number 7. A and B are similar items, neighboring properties, as a matter of fact, that I understand are wanting to hook up to the new sewer line that's running down Market. And our policy has been generally that people need to annex into the city to do that. This has been anticipated for a while. So like I said, there's 2 of them. Read them separately, but it's my motion to approve ordinance 3920, approving a petition for annexation from Chris and Ginger Blue for parcel numbers 0730 300 042 and 043.
I would second that.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Similarly, I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 3922, approving a petition for annexation from K Webb Properties LLC and Market Street LLC for parcel number 0730 300 050 and 051.
Second that.
Okay, any discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 7C is I asked Cody to discuss these first rounds of the Hub TIF commercial facade renovation grants.
Yeah, so the, is that better? The first two grants came in, two grant applications came in. The first was for the Little Egypt Arts Association. They're actually, their application's a little unique in that it includes the awning, the work that's already been done. If you've not driven around the square, notice their new teal awning. That was a portion of their application. The second piece of it is they're actually doing some internal work to add an ADA bathroom, but that's going to require some external work based on the placement of it in the building, which would be a qualifying expense with some tuck pointings and some other issues that they're going to have to face on the exterior of the building, new doorway, new entryway, that sort of thing. So everything within their application is qualifying based on the rules that was set forth in the original adopting ordinance. The same would be true with the professional arts building, which is a block down the road here on the corner of Jefferson and Market. Their application included about $30,000 total in upgrades to their facility, including some exterior painting, some sidewalk work, and some drainage issues that has caused some concrete issues at their facility. So both are, again, qualifying projects and a good start to this program. If these two are approved at $10,000 a piece, that would leave an additional $230,000 left from what we originally budgeted when we set up that program.
Okay, I'll move to approve the Hub TIF commercial facade renovation grants as presented.
I'll second.
Any questions on these? How many more inbound applications do you
I
have?
have zero at this time.
Okay, well, maybe time for us to reach out to some folks.
Yeah, and these were folks that had seen it in the paper. We are getting a postcard out like we did on.
Okay, well,
So,
that'll be the end of that then.
yeah.
Okay. Wait a second.
Yes.
Okay, any discussion or questions on either of these? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Stepland?
Yay.
Mayor Absher?
Yay. These next two resolutions are really related to one project.
Yeah, so Hanson, who is a contractor for IDOT, has come to us needing an additional amount of right-of-way on the Route 37 Wildcat Roundabout project that is forthcoming. And so this represents, I think, in total between the two parcels, about 3/10 of an acre of property that we have no use for anyway. Given that we have asked IDOT to undertake this project, it seems appropriate for us to donate these two parcels, again, a total of about 3/10 of an acre, in order for them to complete that project. And from what we understand, this would be the last property acquisition that would need to take place before that project begins.
Did they give you a timeline of any kind?
No, so my understanding is they're trying to acquire all of the right-of-way for the entire Route 37 expansion project that they have ongoing before they start any piece of it. And I believe that to be 70 to 80% complete at this point on the acquisition piece. And that goes all the way down to 148, so adding a shoulder and that sort of thing.
Okay, I'll move that we adopt, I'm going to read both of these in one, adopt both resolutions 2023-15 and 2023-16, donating the identified parcels to IDOT for rights-of-way for the Route 37 Wildcat Roundabout project.
I'd second that.
Any questions? Is that okay, doing both of these at the same
Think
time?
so.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Stepland?
Yay.
Mayor Absher?
Yay. Item 8A, it's that time of year again to start approving insurance renewals. This is pretty straightforward. I think we had a 2 point something percent, it says right here. 2.4% increase in our workers' compensation and property liability renewal through IML. So I'll just go ahead and move to approve the annual workers' compensation and property and liability renewal through IML's Risk Management Association for $980,186.28.
Second.
I'll second that.
Nobody likes seconding the big ones, do they? Any comments? I mean, I think we're generally pleased with that
Yeah.
rate renewal.
Yeah, we're pleased with their service and obviously a 2.4% increase in this environment seems conservative, so we're generally happy with that.
There was a email included in our packet that looks like the 2024 contribution was listed as 988,572. Is there any difference there?
No, so if we pay
Oh,
early
that's
in
with the-
full, we have a savings on the front end of that.
That's the with the discount. Gotcha. Okay.
Which we did last year, and might as well save that 1%.
Yeah, right.
So you might want to actually do that math right now
Yeah.
and see if we might actually save a little bit of interest if we pay it in installments.
Yeah.
What are our options? Quarterly?
No, I think twice annually or maybe quarterly. Maybe the other option.
It says
Yeah.
two installments.
It
Yeah.
probably wouldn't
You
make,
pay in full, you pay in full after the cutoff date, or you make 2 installments. So,
and $8,000 is the delta?
it's closer to 9, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some math on that. I doubt that it'll save us a difference. Do we get 6 months to make the second installment?
Yeah, May 17th, 2024 is the second one.
So 6 months for half of 980.
So I think there may be a 1% fee that we have to pay if we do it in 2 installments.
There is.
Yeah, and then they add 1%, so the delta is actually closer to 19,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that answers that question, I think.
Good catch, I forgot that piece.
The first and second on that.
Yes.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin?
Yay.
Mayor Absher?
Yay. Okay, commissioner reports. We'll start with Commissioner Patton.
Good, Mayor. Don't really have anything. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Webb.
Yes, as far as streets go, doing some excavating on various city lots for a new parking asphalt, working on some sidewalks as well, repair, trimming some trees around town, working on the dumpster enclosures. You'll see over in front of Pookie's, there's a project going on there for the dumpster enclosures, and doing some general trash cleanup around town. Cemeteries looking good. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Barwick.
Don't have anything.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Okay, since last council, Water Department had 7 water leaks repaired, 8 meter pits repaired and replaced, 4 new water taps, 4 fire hydrants were repaired. We are still flushing out throughout the city. We're in the last quadrant. You know, we did a quadrant at a time, so that should be done in the next 2 weeks. Wanted to mention a couple of things. One, Boynton Street Community Center on Thursday, October 26th is the National Lights On After School Open House from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So I invite everybody out for that. And it is last meeting of the month, so we do have trivia tonight, big trivia. So again, these are associated with water, since you know. So which of the following foods has the highest water content? Celery, watermelon, apricots, or grapes?
Celery, watermelon.
Celery, watermelon, apricot, or grapes?
Probably a trick question.
It's gotta
Think
be.
watermelon.
I'd pick watermelon, but it's gotta
Celery.
it's gotta be celery.
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 Watermelon.
Watermelon. It is celery. It's made up of 95% water. Okay?
What about if you put peanut butter on it?
I don't have that. I'll have to get back to you on that. I dip my celery in salt, so it probably negates the water content.
I slather mine. with-
Second one I have is which internal organ has the highest water content? Your heart, your kidneys, your liver, or your brain?
Brain.
Google is not allowed, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
The answer is your brain. 75% of your brain is made up of water. That means that dehydration, even as small as a 2% dehydration rate, can have a negative effect on your brain functions. So that's why I encourage all Marion residents to drink more
That's what
water.
it is.
So that's all I have for that.
Okay.
Don't forget, trunk or treat.
Yeah, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Or anything else you
I
have?
had one other thing to discuss.
Go ahead.
Our 7th annual trunk or treat is this Saturday, 5 p.m. is the start. In years past, we've had an end time at 8, and that really didn't work out for us. So 5 o'clock until the line is gone. This year, there is actually a small carnival going to be there. We are working on, for that night, all rides to be free for kids. So we have a meeting on that tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So anyway, put on your best costumes and come see us. And secondly, since Josh isn't here, I'll take it upon myself to do this. The Civic Center just hired a full-time sound engineer, and he happens to be here. He didn't realize he was on the consent agenda at first, but I just want to introduce Jared Blaylock to you. He leaves the Marion PD as a dispatcher to go to the Civic Center. So we hate losing him, but this is kind of his passion, and he will do a great job for you guys.
Steve, is there any stay as part-time as needed?
We haven't had that discussion. There will be some things that they will have to figure out, so.
One last thing I had too, I wanted to give a nice shout out to Josh and everybody who helped out with the Hocus Pocus movie the other night. It couldn't have been a more perfect night. The place looked great, the sound movie was great, had a pretty decent crowd for our first one. So thank you to everybody who came out. We hope to do some more of those. So.
Okay. Under miscellaneous, I want to ask Cody to speak to a letter that's gone out to make sure that you guys understand what this mechanism is. We are all facing some more expensive power bills. If you own a business here in town, you've already experienced it for well over a year and a half. You may recall that every 18 months or 36 months, depending on the contract, we have been a part of an aggregation contract with AGE that is 90 some odd municipalities that basically try to use our bulk buying power. That being said, our what now seems too good to be true deal is expiring in December. And this letter has gone out. We've gotten some angry phone calls and visits from constituents, so it's important that you guys, at minimum, if you get them, understand what this is and what it isn't, and that the city really doesn't have any skin in the game other than trying to save people money. So,
And I've got some questions from you guys too, so I just wanted to clarify that. So the aggregation program is pretty simple. As the mayor said, we basically combine and this is, let me back up. The aggregation program is only on the supply of energy. You have, unfortunately, several different items that you're billed for on your electric bill. Delivery is one of them. Ameren owns the delivery side of things. That's their lines that you see out there. On the supply side, about 12 years ago, the state of Illinois deregulated the supply side, trying to do away with the monopolies on the energy supply piece of the market. In doing so, that prompted companies like Homefield Energy, for example, to come onto the scene and offer the supply of energy to consumers. On your Ameren bill, if you're part of the program now, there will be a line on your bill that says supply. If you're a part of that program, it'll list Homefield Energy right under that. If you're not part of that program, it'll say Ameren, Illinois, and it'll have Ameren's rate out beside that. Ameren's current rate is 8.107 cents per kilowatt hour. Our rate currently, if you're on the aggregation program, is 5.4 cents a kilowatt hour. So there's about a 3 cent savings there, if you were to take. The new contract that will start in December is for 8.4 cents a kilowatt hour, which at the onset may in fact be a little higher than what Ameren's is if their current rate holds true. You're talking 3/10 of a cent, if that's the case. So the goal here is simple. The 96 communities package however many kilowatt hours each community uses together, and then they go to the supply market and ask the companies that supply energy to bid on locking in a rate for a duration of time. So in that scenario, say the citizens of Marion produce 1 million kilowatt hours, or need to buy 1 million kilowatt hours. Heron is 800,000 kilowatt hours. Carbondale's 1.5 million kilowatt hours. Whatever those numbers may be, all that's packaged together. They go to the market to bid that out. From there, we received bids. I say we, earlier this year, we signed a power of attorney. You guys approved it to AGP, or the Southern Illinois Aggregation Partnership, to go negotiate this rate on our behalf. So they get 96 other, or 95 other powers of attorney. They go to the market with these numbers and come back with, in this case, Homefield's best rate and best term, which was 8.4 cents for 6 months. That letter you received from Homefield Energy says that it goes through June of 2024. That is the case. However, SIAP, the Southern Illinois Aggregation Partnership, was able to negotiate a opt-in or opt-out period at June 2024. If in June, Ameren's rate is above 8.4 cents per kilowatt hour, the aggregation partnership will opt-in for the remaining piece of that contract, which is another 4.5 years. We expect energy prices to be high for the foreseeable future, inclusive of that 4.5 year period. In doing so, let me go back. If Ameren's rate is below 8.4 cents per kilowatt hour in June, we will renegotiate that contract, hopefully for less than 8.4 cents per kilowatt hour. It will be for less than 8.4 cents per kilowatt hour. We will then sign a new contract. Nobody expects that to be the case. Just to give you an idea of where Ameren was in June of last year, 10.6 cents per kilowatt hour. In November of last year, it got up to 12 cents per kilowatt hour. So their rates have been considerably higher than where we have been in our current Homefield contract. So residents, the questions we fielded from residents is this letter legit? It is legit. What's in it for them? Hopefully, again, nobody has a crystal ball, but the hope is that it will save you off of what Ameren's supply rate is, and that's true of every resident in town. The third piece, which is always I don't know if it's a little big in there or what it is, but how does the city benefit off of this? We don't benefit at all. We negotiate, we join this consortium of other communities in hopes of saving residents money. That's it. That's all we get out of it. The other piece of this that I don't think the letter touched on, but it's an important piece to understand. In addition to us being a part of this partnership, a part of this consortium, the other piece of this is that they're actively working on acquiring land right now to put out solar arrays. These solar arrays will then be used to buy down electric bills even more. So that supply rate in the future, once these solar arrays are built out, we'll have that locked-in piece with whatever our energy supplier is at that time, plus a credit for what these solar arrays are able to sell back to the grid. That's forthcoming probably a couple years out from now, but that's another piece of this. Again, we're a part of this community, a part of this partnership, and we're to help save residents money. It's a whole global program. If you're not comfortable with that, encourage whoever you're talking to opt out. If they're not for that, opt out. There's no vote, there's no gotcha, there's no nothing. The other piece of this is that people can opt out at any time. There's an initial 21-day opt-out period from the time you receive that letter until a date in November. There's a yellow postcard in the letter that everyone received. They can fill out that postcard, send it back in, they'll be opted out of the program. Or they can opt out at any time by calling Homefield Energy. So if Ameren's rate somehow the bottom falls out of it, again, not expected, but I hope this is the case, and I hope all of our residents opt out if it is the case. But if the bottom were to fall out of that rate and fall well below the 8.4 cents, every single person that's an Ameren customer in Marion can pick up the phone, call Homefield and say they want to opt out, and they'll be removed from that service. So there's always options, but the goal here is simple, is that we save residents money in the long term. completely legitimate. We've been doing this, City of Marion has been doing this now for about 12 years in some form or fashion, so that's my story.
Cody, I have a question. What do you do with a new customer?
Yeah.
After this is
So
enacted?
that's a good question, and I found this because I moved within this last contract. I had to call home field and opt in.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, because I moved into the city during that last contract.
So what if you're an existing customer?
Yeah.
But you move locations within the city?
You need to call
Have to
home
call
field
them
and
again.
opt in.
Okay. Good to know.
If you've lived in the city and you haven't been a member of this,
Yeah.
and 4 weeks from now you decide you want to do that, can
Yeah.
you still opt in, or is there a window of
So
time?
if you opted out of the last contract and you received that letter, you're automatically going to be in come December unless you opt out between now and then. So it resets. If you opted out previously, you have to opt out again if you don't want to be a part of it. Otherwise, come December 1st, you'll automatically be up.
And if you've never opted in before,
There's
and
no opt-in, you're automatically.
you're automatically
unless you
in,
opt out.
okay.
Yeah,
But you can switch back and forth every month if you wanted to.
yeah, you could. Yeah, you can, if you opt out and then Cameron's rate does what it did and goes to 10, 11, 12 cents, you can call and opt back in.
How does public know what Ameren rates are? Is it on the bill or?
Yeah, so, that's a good question. I don't know if it's on the bill. It is on their website, and then there is a, website that the state of Illinois maintains. It's called Plugin Illinois, plugin.illinois.gov. And they have, that's where I'm pulling this information. I can see 5 years worth of supply rates.
you're stuck
If you call and opt in or out, does it immediately take effect, or is it like the next bill?
It
Or?
would be the next billing cycle, depending on what your monthly cycle is.
Well, this is going to be economic shock for people,
Yeah.
regardless. But again, we had one constituent that came in and said, very angry, and said we were in his pocket. It's just the opposite. The only reason of being part of this is trying to save, have the opportunity to save anyway off of people's normal, what appears to be going to be their normal rate. But again, like you said, it sounds like we've got downside protection if rates go down, but
Which has not been the case previously.
right, I know that's new,
Yeah.
so. But now might be an opportunity for homeowners to consider solar or something like that if the tax credits and stuff that are available for that meet their specific budget.
Let me speak to that, since you brought it up. So we've had several people come in and apply for peddler's permits in the city of Marion. If somebody does come to your house selling solar, make sure they have that permit.
Yeah,
Make sure it's valid, ask for their name and their information. I am keeping those updated on our website daily as
Okay.
those applications are come in, those permits are granted. So if they're not on our website, don't talk to them.
but if they do have the permit,
Yeah.
it is legit.
Yeah.
And they very well
Well-
now might be,
I'm not gonna go as far as saying it's legit.
okay.
Yes. and-
May I speak?
Yes.
So we have had instances where some of those folks are using other people's permits, and I happen to know because one of them came to my house
Yeah.
and was working on a permit that I had issued to someone else.
Well, how'd that go?
Well, we were both home, and there was a call made to the police department, and the gentleman's ID was run right then and there. So,
The best thing I can say is a permit is not a endorsement of the product that they're selling.
right.
Yes,
I'm
that's
sure
important.
There was a time under this permit process that people were out selling vacuums and we didn't check and see, if they stood behind that product. But please make sure they're credentialed. If they're credentialed, they went through a background check process and we at least know that they're somewhat legitimate.
Well, let me rephrase what I said. I would not depend on peddlers to be all the information you take in. There's several companies locally that do solar. All I'm saying is now might be an opportune time
Well, and
to take a look at it. What I've found in the past is whether that works for a particular customer is highly dependent on their particular tax situation and how quick they get their money back, whether they have to outlay any money.
Well, I
But-
would add a piece to what you just said about local. None of the companies that have came to us this year are local.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
We just had an application today, which I forwarded to our city
Okay.
attorney to review, that actually is from a local company.
Okay.
that's the first one we've had.
Yeah, but I think it's a good idea from a market standpoint to reach out to local companies and see what your options are. Don't just take the word of the person that's gonna knock on your door.
Right.
How many issued permits are there out there right now?
Less than 10.
Yeah, not very many.
Typically, what we've seen is a company will come with 4, 5, 6 people, and they will blanket the town over the course of a couple of weeks. I'm just
Yes,
basing this off of memory.
typically.
And then they'll come into town, sell what they can, and freeze out of town.
Yes.
That's been the experience we've seen thus far.
Cody, we're on Ameren where I live, and I noticed our delivery charge is usually about half the bill,
Yeah,
maybe a little more now.
yeah,
So the part that's going to go up will be the supply part.
Yes.
If it, I don't know if it's not quite 100%, but say 70%. So
Yeah.
on a $100 bill, 50's for delivery, so the other 50 is going to increase probably by 30, 40 bucks. So
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So this rate increase that, again, I hate to word it this way, but it's a reality. This rate increase that was negotiated based on the market represents about a 57% increase over the current home field
Mhm.
contract. And again, we're sticking with home field because they offer the best deal. There's several companies out there, Constellation Energy, for example, they're the city's aggregation partner for city accounts, but that's not the case with the residential accounts.
so if your bill says $100, it's probably going to be 125, 130, sounds like.
Yeah.
So,
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we talked about this, what, a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
And didn't we agree at that time to extend?
Yes.
So this could have hit us a year ago.
Yes, and
Had
it
we not
did.
done that.
A lot of,
Yeah,
a
so
lot of municipalities that didn't extend, and we've vacillated on that a little bit.
know.
We're like, should
We
we
got
lock
it.
this in?
We kept it.
We got lucky in that, our customers got lucky in that regard, and I'm very thankful for that.
That
but-
5.4 cents that we negotiated into was an increase off of what the rate was at that time,
Right.
which was about 3.4 cents.
Right.
Yeah.
So we could have said, no, we just want to roll the dice, and then negotiating the average rates were 10 or
Right.
11 cents,
Right.
which would have been much higher than 8.4 at that time.
And I don't think we had any option at that time to go longer than what we did.
No.
I think 2 years was the biggest
Because
we
they
could.
knew how
Yeah.
unstable the
Yeah,
market was.
yeah.
But to your point, they have not deregulated the supply side, Ameren's lines or Ameren's lines. So,
Yeah.
or the delivery side. So the
Yeah.
delivery side will continue to be what it is, and Ameren sets that rate with very little oversight from anyone.
I do know Illinois coal prices went from like 120 range down to they're about 50 now, so it's fell way down. I don't know how long that's going to be, but it takes lags a while before that finally hits. Now I know Ameren's mostly all PRB up in St. Louis, so I don't know what those prices are, but I know Illinois coal prices have really fell in the last year,
Yeah.
which could eventually bring the rates down some.
We hope that's the case,
Yeah.
regardless of whether you're in contract or not.
Okay, thanks, Cody. Anything else to come before the council under miscellaneous? Anybody have a need for a closed session? I do not. Okay, hearing no need, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick?
Yay?
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin?
Yay.
Mayor Absher?
Yay.
Keep this up.
Thank you all.
As things